Hi everyone, my name is Kelly and I am a communications student in SFU. In this video, I am going to discuss a new form of media called interactive films. I'm going to use the example of Black Mirror Bandersnatch, along with Reingold's 5 literacies. Instead of applying all 5, I will only focus on the ones that are most prevalent, which are participation, attention, and collaboration. Interactive video games, movies, and even storybooks are one of the many breakthroughs that we have experienced with upgrading our entertainment sources. The world's first interactive movie came from Czechoslovakia in 1967 and was called Kinoautomat, subtitled as One Man and His House. The film was written with 2 plots that converged at decision points, making every scene have 2 possible outcomes. This interactivity was recognized then as pushing the boundaries of immersive theater. Since Nintendo's Wild Gunman in 1974, video games took the lead in interactivity for a long time. Video games have expanded to various innovative forms like the Stanley Parable, where there are 18 endings, Florence, and sorting games like Pottermore, where every choice produces hundreds of combinations. Another good example is The Walking Dead, a series of interactive adventure games based on the original television series. The Walking Dead was a major success from Telltale Games and is one of the few games that bear very close similarities to that of an interactive film. What unites these games from different points of the time is that the player has limited control of the character and there are multiple storylines that result from certain actions or failures to complete the objectives. Players can have complete control over the outcome of the character. Players can have complete control over the outcome of the narrative, but not the characters. So why are we talking about video games, and how does this connect to Bandersnatch? We're not focusing on interactive video games, but its features and purpose are exactly that of interactive films. Streaming services started to appear in the 2010s, but were only trending recently. One streaming service grew to be one of the major, sophisticated facilitators of television today. Netflix began to create their own TV shows, and in 2016 experimented with interactive films for children like Minecraft Story Mode. However, its first interactive film with live-action scenes and a gripping narrative and a more adult audience was Black Mirror Bandersnatch. Black Mirror Bandersnatch, shortened to Bandersnatch, is basically the choose-your-own-adventure version of Black Mirror. For those of you who don't know the show and haven't watched it yet, Black Mirror is a Netflix series that focuses on science fiction and dystopian narratives imbued with dark humor. Bandersnatch is set in 1984 following a teenage video game programmer called Stefan, who pitches his interactive adventure game called Bandersnatch to a startup company. Multiple endings lead to Stefan's game being unfinished or released. In a nutshell, Black Mirror Bandersnatch is a gargantuan, extremely meta commentary on Netflix and the way we watch television in 2018. Howard Reingold's 5 media literacies are necessary in empowering digital skills and in information literacies. Attention can be gained by understanding how people think. Reingold argued that attention is the fundamental literacy to all the other literacies, the one that links together all the others. With attention-demanding technology like social media and the internet, it's hard to switch between tasks and focused attention. Moving on to participation, this literacy focuses on how people are becoming not only consumers, but also producers of new media. This is possible due to powerful technologies we have today. Collaboration focuses on what difficulties and sufferings can be alleviated and what forms of wealth can be formed if people would just cooperate with each other more. How does all this connect to Bandersnatch? Bandersnatch depends on the audience to focus their attention and to be able to remember sequences and have a strong mental discipline. The creators and writers of the film easily hold authority over the audience through the film's intimidating and remarkably innovative storytelling. Thus, they're also able to carve out a huge chunk of people's attention span for the film. Audiences have a smaller time frame to pay attention to passive and active distractors, as they are continuously pushing forward the narrative. At every decision point, the audience is given less than a minute to decide the fate of Stefan. This creates a distinct experience for the audience as they are pressured with time and they also become players in the movie. As with non-interactive TV episodes and movies, people are able to pull away safely from the screen and rewind to a specific time code. You are not able to do that with Bandersnatch. When people move distractions aside, they become more aware of how they are using attention and what they are putting their focused attention on. Participation in Bandersnatch is limited in the sense that to even start the movie, people have to have a good internet connection and the funds to subscribe to Netflix. In reality, not everyone is privileged enough to keep a Netflix subscription going. However, participation is not limited in the sense that it comes from the audience's newfound ability of participating in the direction of the narrative. As players, people have a sense of authority in how the story ends because there are multiple endings that make it possible. Audiences cannot create their own narrative, but they have more than one ending to satisfy that sense of authority and participation. From the experience of playing and watching Bandersnatch, a lot of people produce walkthroughs and live streams of themselves playing this movie. They are contributing and participating in the digital world as online citizens rather than passive ones. They are also helping those who aren't able to participate in the activity and can only spectate on those who are privileged enough to play it. Bandersnatch relates to collaboration when people play together. People pay attention to the things around the characters as well as be reliant on the knowledge they currently have in order to play the movie. If the audience is playing Bandersnatch with other people, the decision points rely not only on one person's experience and knowledge of things, but others too. Personally, I've played Bandersnatch with my friends and we reached the end of the movie in 3 hours. Hence, collaboration is a key part of Bandersnatch and enhances the viewing experience of it. Bandersnatch is the epitome of how far people have stretched the activity of watching television. It is no longer a read-only society, but a read and write. Television is a technology that is constantly producing groundbreaking feats, from the celebratory accomplishment of showing a single line on the screen to becoming players and controlling the narrative of the movie. That marks the end of this video, and thank you so much for watching.